yesterday morning. I mean, what a unbelievable move AJ Preller made with uh, the A's. I mean, getting Mason Miller. Now, here's a guy that's 26 years of age, a guy that is going to be under team control until 2029. He has thrown as high as 104. Okay, he throws regularly at 100, 101, big time arm. I know he'd like to be a starter, but I don't think that's in the cards for him. And I'm going to tell you why. You go back to 2023, he had some arm issues when he was in the starting rotation. The UCL starting to give him a little problem. And I think throwing that hard over a period of 5 or 6 innings, I think he'd probably wear down. I think he's right where he needs to be. They also get left-handed pitcher J.P. Sears. Sears is 7-9 with a 4.95 ERA, a career record of 29-39, 4.48. He'll throw a lot of innings for you. You know what? Anytime you can take a veteran left-hander who has something left, and he's a young guy, he's only, 29 years of age. Miller is 26 years of age. You'll have control under Sears through the 2028 season. You'll take it. And now, I know a lot of people are concerned about giving up Leo DeVries, the Padres' #1 prospect, but hey, you know what? The Padres are in a win now mode. They need to be. With Machado, where he's at in his career, Bogarts, where he's at in his career, you Darvish. I mean, you got a lot of older ball players, and you got to win now. And there's no guarantee that Leo DeVries is going to make it to the big leagues or even make it as a star. I mean, a lot of people think he could be a star. I hope he is. I think he's a good kid. I was doing a good job down in high A ball, but probably not going to be here for 3 or 4 years. And who knows? AJ Preller right now is looking for a new contract. Remember, his contract runs out after next season. 2028 is his final season right now under contract. And he wants to win. He wants to get another contract. He loves living in America's finest city. He loves playing pickup basketball. And I think ownership told him, hey, go be creative. I don't think he could have been any more creative unless you gave him a paintbrush and a canvas. I mean, this was amazing what he got done yesterday. But getting Mason Miller, arguably one of the top five arms, let alone maybe top five relievers in baseball. Now, it sounds like Mike Schilt is going to go with Robert Suarez. I thought maybe Robert Suarez was going to go out the door, and I thought Dylan Cease was going to go out the door. I think there was more play on Cease than there was on Suarez, but now the Padres have as good a bullpen as there is in baseball. And I'm okay with keeping Dylan Cease because if something could change, now that trading deadline's come and gone, maybe he can relax a little more. Maybe he can get back to being the Dylan Cease we saw the majority of last year. But getting Mason Miller was a huge get. Now, the next guy we're going to talk about is a young man by the name of Freddie Fermin. He's a catcher from the Kansas City Royals. He's been playing behind Salvador Perez. Freddie Fermin is 30 years of age. He's an outstanding defensive catcher. He's got a pop time where it's it hits the catcher's glove till it hits the infielder's glove at second base at 1.89, one of the tops in all of baseball in the 90th percentile. The guy can flat out play. And I'll tell you what, I've had my eye on this guy for a few years because he was a backup catcher and he wasn't going to supplant a future Hall of Famer. He's getting more playing time now because Sal Perez is playing a little first base and DHing. I mean, he's getting up there in years, doesn't have that much time left. But Freddie Fermin can swing the bat. He's a 268 career hitter. This year he's hitting 255. Not going to hit with a lot of power, but he doesn't strike out a whole lot. This is a tremendous find. But what I was going to say, when Kansas City was here a couple of years ago, I didn't know anything about Freddie Fermin. He was very young in his major league career. And I said to a couple of people from Kansas City, I go, who is this guy? And they go, oh, well, his name's Freddie Fermin. I go, oh, I know his name's Freddie Fermin. But what's the story behind this guy? And they go, well, he just, come up through the minor leagues. He signed actually with Kansas City back in 2015. And he's 30 years of age right now. So, he signed, when he was like 19, 20 years of age and has put together a very nice major league career. He hadn't been around all that long. Padres will have him under control for a few years through 2029. This is the Padres catcher, folks. I think this is the Padre catcher for the next few years until Ethan Salas can get healthy and start making progress down in the minor leagues. I think Freddie Fermin's the guy. I'm excited about it, and I want you to be excited about it too because I think you're going to like this guy. I saw last night that Seth Lugo's wife sent out a tweet saying, "You guys are going to love Freddie in San Diego, and we wish Freddie and his family all the very, very best." And that's from Seth Lugo's wife, and she knows what Padre fans are all about. So I thought that was really cool. I was really excited, but I want to go back to when I saw him play live a few years ago. And I talked to those guys from Kansas City, and they go, "Well, he's Freddie for me." And I go, "Yeah." They go, "Well, he was the Venezuelan league most valuable player. He played winter ball and was the MVP in the Venezuelan winter league, and that's a dynamite league. I mean, you got a lot of big leaguers, ex-big leaguers, high-level players playing in that league, and he was the MVP a few years back. This guy can do it on both sides of the ball. This is a brilliant move by AJ Preller, and I'll be very honest. I'm surprised Kansas City allowed this to happen. Now they got a couple of good guys that can help them out in the future in a variety of different roles. Ryan Berger, who did I think a great job in the short time he was here in San Diego, and Stephen Kolek, who ate up a bunch of innings, did a nice job this year for the Padres. Both of those gentlemen are going to the Kansas City Royals, and you know what? My hat's off to both of them. They did a great job. Berger just pitched the other day and did an outstanding job. So Berger and Kolek going to Kansas City for Freddie Fermin. Okay, the next deal, and more of a depth deal. They pick up Will Wagner from Toronto. Will Wagner's a 27-year-old left-hand hitting middle infielder. He can play second, first, third. Not sure. I guess he could probably play a little shortstop if you needed. But he's Billy Wagner, who went in the Hall of Fame last week, the great closer in Major League Baseball. That's his son. And Will was playing up there in Toronto, hitting 237 this year. Very young in his major league career. He's 27 years of age. Last year, in 82 at bats, he hit 305. Padres, for the time being, they optioned him out to El Paso last night. So, we'll see where that goes. But you know what? Nice depth piece. A guy that can hit left handed, can play a variety of infield positions. You love to have those guys. Absolutely love to have those guys. And they gave up. Uh, Brandon Valenzuela goes to Toronto, a young minor league catcher who at one point in time was kind of on the radar, but really hadn't put up a whole lot of numbers recently. Then the Padres, as the day is wearing on and it's working towards 3 o'clock yesterday, I thought Ryan O'Hearn was going to go to the Texas Rangers. He's from Frisco, Texas. And it sounded like Chris Young had that deal very close to the finish line. All of a sudden, boom, here comes AJ Preller around the final turn and leans at the wire and gets not only Ryan O'Hearn, a 32-year-old first baseman, designate hitter, outfielder, they get Ramon Laureano. Now, here's another guy that I've liked for a long period of time. I liked him with the A's, but I got to tell you, the thing that kind of soured me on him was not the suspension. He got an 80-game suspension. That did not sour me at all. That unfortunately happens, and it happened to our guy Fernando. But Ramon Laureano just quit hitting and really struggled hitting. And all of a sudden, he's gone to Baltimore and he's found his stroke and doing a good job. And he can play all three outfield positions, right-hand hitter. And I'm sure he's going to start against left-handers, come in late in the ball game for Gavin Sheets out there in left field when they're, seventh inning on to play defense. And then you get Ryan O'Hearn, who, by the way, was the starting designated hitter for the American League a couple of weeks ago. And you look at O'Hearn this year, 32 years of age. He's a free agent at the end of the year, hitting 283, 15 doubles, 13 homers, 43 RBIs. And Ramon Laureano, who's 31, hitting 290 and 259 at bats, 17 doubles, 15 homers, 46 RBIs. And right now against right-handed pitching, he's been incredible. And I said they're probably going to platoon him, which you got to keep Gavin Sheets playing. Gavin Sheets has done a great job. But against right-handed pitching, check this out. That's why I was up late last night. I was looking at all kinds of stuff. But he has a 930 OPS against right-handed pitchers. And he's a right-hand hitter. Second highest by a right-hand hitter in the American League. That tells you how much Laureano has gotten better at the plate. And he played winter ball. I mean, his career was kind of teetering, to be honest with you. You know, the suspension, not swinging the bat well, kind of living on his defense. And I thought, and I told some people yesterday, I can't believe how many text messages I got from people. What do you think? How about this? Or Facebook messages or X messages. It was crazy yesterday. Um, I thought that he would come in a couple of years ago, to be honest with you. But then he got hit with that suspension. The reason I thought he might come in is because Bob Melvin was his manager up in Oakland. And this is a great get. I mean, AJ had an incredible day. And then at the end of the day, and I don't know where this is going to go. I think this guy was just available, not going to cost the Padres anything. They give up Brandon Lockridge, the outfielder. Wish him well. He's a good guy, plays his tail off. Nestor Cortez, the former New York Yankee, going to be a free agent after the season's over. Now, I don't know exactly where he's at health wise. He had a flexor tendon flare up in April and has only pitched in 2 big league games, but he's really close to coming back. And you know what? You gave up Brandon Lockridge. There's no room for Brandon here. He was going to play AAA the rest of the year. Maybe he can get up to the big leagues with Milwaukee. I don't know. But you know what? Not going to cost you anything to take on Nestor Cortez. And you know what? You may catch lightning in a bottle. You never know. So a great day for the Padres. I know a lot of people are upset about losing Leo DeVries. Don't be. Padres got to try to win now. AJ Preller has to try to win now. And prospects are prospects until they play in the big leagues. And Leo DeVries is so far away. If AJ doesn't win now, who knows? AJ may not be here if Leo DeVries made it to the big leagues with the Padres. And, you know, it's a win now mentality. You look at it, the NBA, you look at it in the NFL. Man, you got your people, you got to go get them. We got Machado. We're paying $350 million for Machado. He wants to win. The fan base wants to win. You got to win now. And you know what? I think AJ put the Padres in the best possible position to win now. Nobody can gripe about what this guy did yesterday. I mean, it was pretty amazing. And he didn't really give up a whole lot. He gave up a couple of back end of the rotation arms in Bergert and Kolek. He gave up a backup outfielder who was in AAA and Brandon Lockridge. I mean, he gave up a bunch of minor league guys. There's no question. And I got the whole list of where those guys were ranked. But again, they're minor league guys. It's that simple. I mean, in the A's deal, they gave up the number 3 prospect in all of baseball in DeVries. They gave up 3 right-handed pitchers. One was ranked 3rd, one was ranked 13th, the other was ranked 17th. Okay, so once again, your farm system takes a hit. But apparently, the farm system's a little bit better than everybody, including myself, made it out to be, because there are other organizations that liked a lot of the guys in the Padres system, or they wouldn't have been able to make a lot of these deals. So they did a hell of a job yesterday. I mean, AJ and his staff, hats off to those guys.